do this. 1 year. It took me 1 year to finally take the courage to press play and share my story. But here we go. This is going to be my very first YouTube video ever. And let me be honest with you guys, for an entire year, I was struggling with all of these insecurities and limiting beliefs. Worried that my English, clearly not my native language, would be insufficient. My mind was telling me that I might embarrass myself with wrong grammar or pronunciation, that I wouldn't be capable of expressing myself and my thoughts in depth. Besides that, there was also some technical perfectionism, like I had to have the perfect setup to make it look as professional as possible, because otherwise nobody would watch my videos, right? And let alone my non-existing editing skills. And just as the scripts had to be perfectly on point too. Like I contemplated every single sentence over and over again, so that everything I was going to say would be perfectly reasonable. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I was definitely intimidated by comparisons with all the great content creators out there who've been owning their art for years, some even for centuries. And there was also, of course, the fundamental fear of not being good enough, not getting many clicks on my first dozen, maybe 100 videos for whatever that matters when I'm dead. But above all, like I'm only 26 years old anyways. What wisdom is inside of me? Who am I to think that the world is in need of my content? Well, it turned out the answer is pretty simple. I'm Yannick Noor Bernard, and in my 26 years on this planet, I've enjoyed some very high peaks, just as I hit rock bottom, facing pitch black darkness. Coming of age, I decided to emigrate from my home country and go on a trip around the world. And since then, I have traveled 33 countries and lived in Berlin, Medellin, Cape Town, Tuscany, Atlanta, Abu Dhabi, Amsterdam, and New York City. I climbed the Chilean Andes, did a proper American road trip, hiked through the wild jungle of Colombia, enjoyed the view from some of Europe's most magnificent mountains, floated over Italy's stunning landscapes, cruised through the eastern desert, stood on top of the tallest building of the world, and at the end of Africa. And I just saw legendary Robbie fucking Williams here in Cape Town. Yes, mommy, I really made it. I quit my soccer scholarship in the United States, dropped out, and founded my first business at the age of 22. I then went on to build several startups, grew them into industry leaders while hustling 80 hours a week, burned out, went bankrupt, and started all over again. I work with some of Germany's most successful entrepreneurs and most influential thinkers. I paid $1,000 freaking dollars for a fucking steak and became a vegan. Some of my nights I spent in the best 5-star hotels, others in pretty uncomfortable places. Or I didn't sleep at all because I ended up at some mafia feast in Tulum, mad sex parties in Berlin, or millionaires pool parties in Miami that continued for days. I went through a severely traumatizing 10 days meditation retreat, followed by months of anxiety, mental breakdowns, and PTSD. I suffered through 2 abortions and survived a suicidal depression. I learned how to deal with the abuse I experienced in my childhood and spent hours upon hours in all kinds of therapy. I dated beautiful women from all over the world until years of therapeutic work. I made it to overcome my bonding issues and eventually committed to the special one.
I think I'm a special one.
No, not him, her. I guided hundreds of clients on retreats and coachings, read countless books about psychology, spirituality, philosophy, economics, personal development, religion, history, and politics. And I just finished my very own first novel. So there might be some value in what I'm going to share, I guess, I hope. But even without all these experiences, I firmly believe that there's something valuable, some wisdom in all of us, inherently. Because every human experience is a unique expression of life. The only obstacle is, it's not that we are afraid of getting started. What we are actually afraid of is being seen starting small. So this video is an encouragement for both of us. Let's commit to starting small and start unperfect. That's literally what I'm doing, sitting here with my porn stash, recording my first ever YouTube video without any professional equipment, no mic, no camera whatsoever, talking openly about all my insecurities and all the reasons my mind has been telling me why I definitely shouldn't do this. But believe me this, I'm freaking proud of myself. Overcoming our fears is one of the best feelings in life. Debatably, even better than enjoying a sexy-ass, juicy vegan burger. At this point though, I want to give credits to someone who I've never met in person actually, but who's still been with me throughout all these years. At least it feels like. Because on January 1st, I received a message in my favorite meditation app from its creator, Sam Harris, which inspired me to finally dare the jump.
As for New Year's resolutions, I have one this year that I hope will cover more or less every aspect of my life. It's not a concrete resolution, exactly. It's more like a new conceptual frame that I'm going to try to place around everything. I'm going to try to live this year as though I knew it would be my last. But I think it is very powerful to put the finiteness of life at the center of one's thoughts, more or less all of the time. The question, would I do this if I knew I only had a year to live, is quite clarifying of one's priorities. So for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to work with this thought. Would I do this? Would I pay attention to this? Would I care about this if I knew that 2025 would be my last year of life? This year, I'm really going to do my best to live in a way that would be impossible to regret.
I've been wrestling with myself for a long, long time. Not only about starting with YouTube, but also about quitting something I've been seeking to quit for quite a while now, which is my marketing business. For the past 1.5 years, I was going through the same cycle every single day. I would get up in the morning and spend the first few hours on my passion projects, writing my novel and YouTube scripts. I would get up at 5 a.m. and be like right away super passionate about crafting with no means to an end. I would often get into this flow state in which I was so excited about what I was creating that I had to force myself to stop working. Yeah, when the time was over. And then I would switch to my main job and all the excitement faded away. And I would spend most of my day working on some pointless marketing campaigns, apathetically sitting in Zoom meetings with my former idols who were now my clients, but turned out to be just some pseudo-spiritual, narcissistic, new agey, greedy dickheads. Analyzing redundant KPIs with them in order to max out their profit at any cost, while daydreaming of a future far away from all of this. It just made me feel empty, like a zoo animal that's kept in a cage, in a large, comfy cage for sure, with abundance of food and stuff, nonetheless feeling like it doesn't belong there in this fake world, rather wishing to be out there in the wilderness, even if this meant it would hunger at times. Yet, day after day, week after week, month after month, I kept the masquerade going. I would tell myself that the things I was complaining about were just some champagne problems, that I should be grateful for having this privilege of being able to work wherever and whenever I wanted to, plus earning more money than all the people I went to college with. I would tell myself, keep it going until the end of the year, until you got X amount of money on the side. Also, it's running so profitable at the moment, right? Like, don't waste it. When in truth, I was wasting something way more precious. I was wasting my life, because with every hour spent on this business blah blah, on something I don't care about anymore, I'm losing time for something meaningful. I'm done with promoting the next super supplement and 5 figures, I'll show you the way to success and happiness life coachings. I'm done with spending half of my days in front of a screen. On the inside, I'm seeking something different. I'm seeking a reset, new adventures. I want to experience something I've never done before. I want to experience what it's like to be backpacking, traveling without taking my MacBook everywhere I go. What it's like to be broke, what it's like to live on a farm, or sell cowboy hats, or work as a barista. I want to dedicate to writing and YouTube. I want to go all in with my passions. I'm seeking to be true to myself, yet I just wouldn't dare to make the cut. Because of the upcoming lifestyle downgrade, because I was caught in my comfort zone, seduced by the convenient wealth of my shadow career, but especially because I was afraid of uncertainty. I would quit my business and start with YouTube. And then, how would I make money? I know it takes time to build an audience, to win sponsors, etc. How would I keep myself up with no income? And even though I could see through this self-deception, I kept holding myself back. But when confronted with the question of what I would do if this was the last year of my life, the answer became crystal clear. So on January 2nd, I declared the year 2025 to be that last year. And with this declaration, the decisions eventually were easy to make. As I'm finishing my last few client projects, I'll be shutting down my business within the next couple of weeks and quit it ultimately by my 27th birthday. This is a public commitment, but even more, it's a promise to myself, and I dare you to do the same. Don't wait for next year, next month, not even next week. Stop cheating on yourself. Every day is a new beginning, is another unique and perishable chance. Every morning you wake up, you decide whether it's just another day or day one. I have no clue where this YouTube thing is going to take me, but I'm eager to find out and take the risk. Actually, a few days ago, I found an old journal of mine, and in it, a specific passage in which I committed myself to this one question. Every time I'd come to a point in my life where I'm stuck or struggling with a difficult decision, I wanted to ask myself, what would the hero do? If our life was a movie and we were the main character, what would he do on his hero's journey to make it a memorable, inspiring story? If he comes to a crossroads, which path is he going to choose? The easy one, secured by safety and certainty, or the one that's leading into the unknown?
Time to fly.
And it doesn't matter. Now tell me why.
You don't owe these people anymore.
Father?
You are my son, and the one true king.
You see, he lives in you.
The hero goes for discomfort, growth, self-exploration. over and over again? Well, in fact, every second we are alive, we are creating our own movie. We are the main character and the director of our life. So, if there's anything you take away from this video, hopefully it's this. Whatever limiting beliefs or insecurities are holding you back, whatever your mind is telling you not to do, fuck it. Do it anyways. Do what you're afraid of. Do it because you're afraid. Fear is the ultimate compass in our lives. Do it. And do it now. Stop scrolling. Shut YouTube down. Well, maybe leave this video a like, but do not watch another video. Instead, do the thing you've been seeking to do for far too long. Think about the tiniest step you can take today, and then execute. Start small and imperfect. Don't give a goddamn fuck about what other people might think. It's your life. You only have this one life, this one movie, this one journey. Make it a story you'll be proud of when you watch it on your deathbed.